Back at it. Like a bad habit. Sheeple. I'm kind of already getting an idea of what this made up word means to Tom. And based off of the imagery, that's also pretty dope. What we got? Electrical tape. Some. I'm not going to lie to you. That actually looks like weed eater string to like do your lawn, but it's made to look like cords connected to your brain. That's dope. That's very creative. That is very creative. I can't tell if those are actual contacts or if that's just CGI. Either way, uh, dope. Dope. Let's dive in.
Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize.
First off, breaking it down from the get-go. First off, that is a wonderful, wonderful scene. This is not just the sunset. This has a filter on it. However it was edited, there was a tool that you can put filters, just like on social media. This has a filter on it, like orange glow, but still, it is very crisp. I love the shiest. The shiest he's got, the orange, the orange shiesty. The main thing I brought back is he's basically saying we've been controlled. We have been controlled since there's been civilization, which is true. Ever since mankind has been created, we have strived for who is in charge and who has power. And then what controls power is strength, numbers, and then as well as strength is in numbers, and then currency. So basically, if you have money and people following you and under your control, you pretty much control. Yeah. And then on top of that, I don't know if anyone else watches Lord of the Rings, but this is a good reference to the eye. And so that's a good reference of that. Or you can also have another reference of that's basically like a satanic reference of the that, you know, Satan or a demonic entity watching over you, or the government. That could be another analogy. Basically, you know, we're being watched at every single move that we make.
Killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, keep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns, if gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement.
Damn it, Tom. Why do you gotta do this to me, bro? We gotta break this shit down. First off, this was a great shot. Great shot, by the way. This is the feeding tube of basically bullshit that we're being fed. They're feeding us an algorithm that we're constantly chasing, trying to figure out how to master, that constantly changes. On top of that, it doesn't matter because the algorithm doesn't really matter. He's basically stating that we're going to be constantly chasing an algorithm. Even if you figure the algorithm out, it doesn't matter. You're not in control of it. Just listen very closely on it. And also just What does this remind you of? This reminds you of I, Robot, Will Smith, right? Notice, like, so just listen to what he's stating. He's literally talking about what we're being programmed with. He's talking about the corruption of police and fighting back. Basically, everything is divided. Everything is meant for fighting against each other. The differences between, like, there's racism, there's there is no such thing as racism. How do you stop racism? Well, I know one very brilliant person who answered this question. Morgan Freeman. How do you stop racism? Quit talking about it. Quit talking about it. How do you stop racism? Quit talking about white and black. Quit talking about it. Just stop. And it'll be over with. Quit talking about, just like how he said, he knows white people in suburban and whatever type of homes and black people who have millions of dollars versus the opposite. He knows corrupted cops that are white and black. He knows that everything is divided and we're fed this programmed algorithm that's meant to change up on you at the last minute to think that you got a hold of something, and the next thing you know they switch it up on you. Just listen to this. He's really spitting facts. And actually, one of these bars actually didn't even rhyme at all. And it doesn't even matter. The whole point is he's delivering a specific message. And I remember where it didn't rhyme because I remember this eyeball. I was like, that didn't rhyme. And this eyeball was staring at me. Just listen to what he's got to say. This is really like, this is very eye-opening. Coincidentally, there's a huge eye on the screen.
Fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis, controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties.
They use the rich folks to create political hate while they have elites that control the political parties. So it's just a domino effect of climbing the ladder of just being the richer, the more control, the more control, the more control. And at the top of the pyramid of who controls everything, there's someone who controls that too. There is, at some point, there's a tip of the triangle where it stops. Who is that? Is it a single individual? Is it a group, an organization of multiple people? And if it is, who is the leader who speaks for the group? Think about this. Think outside the box. Kanye West made a very huge quote / comment. He said, this is real shit. He said this. He goes, people like me, we were sitting at a party, and he said, I'm speaking as if I'm him. He said, we were sitting at a party, and one guy asked, he goes, how much do you think the world is worth? Can you buy the earth? And everyone like laughed, and then they started talking about it, and then they were like, well, not really, but you can to an extent. If you control every single person, you technically own the earth. See, you don't have to own the planet. You have to share it with other people. Well, if you want control, because you can't buy the planet you're on, if you can't buy it, I mean, where else you gonna go? You live, we're mankind. Where else can you go? You're gonna go live on the moon, right? You know what I'm saying? So we're stuck here, right? So if you can't buy the planet, that's a dumb question. Well, how do you control the planet? It starts with the richest people on Earth that control the countries. And then those countries are controlled by the UN, and the UN is what's controlling all the governments. That's basically the United Nations. All the governments and leaders get together, blah, 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 and it goes downhill from the tip of the pyramid all the way down to the bottom. Listen to this.
It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, deep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die.
And I'm saying this, and I will stop. I will stop this over and over as many times as I need to. He is spitting big facts, and he doesn't have the time to break it down, or else it would be a 1.5 hour music video. These things that he's bringing up, all of these things are intentional. We have been programmed and divided and given a bunch of bullshit in front of us on purpose to keep us busy. Think about okay, imagine waking up and being in Tom's shoes or my shoes. Big money difference, right? Tom's a millionaire. I'm not. Think about someone who's in between, who's like close to being rich, but just not there yet. Or think about someone who's an elite, someone who is filthy, filthy rich. I mean, filthy rich. And then think about someone who is in Elon Musk's position, whose net worth is like upwards of 440 whatever, 430 something billion. Like, think about that. Okay. Now, if you're in Elon Musk's shoes, we're just going to use him as the example. Imagine waking up in his shoes and not going to work. Okay. Just imagine he just woke up and didn't go to work. And he wanted to, so he just woke up one day and was like, I want to control the earth. Where do you start? Well, you don't really have to worry about money. You have it all at this point to an extent, to a degree, right? So where do you begin? You start with distracting everything else that would be paying attention to you. It's just like a football game or a soccer game or a game of chess or a video game. What do you do to distract your opponents while you're basically checkmate the other side? This is what political parties do all the time. They say, oh, look what's going on over here on this part of the world. We're being bombed. We're being whatever. While this hand is taking oil, taking minerals, taking stuff that you need to make batteries, taking whatever resources from other countries, or doing some just really twisted shit, right? It's all a distraction. All the stuff that we have known since the beginning of mankind has been technically unnecessary. We have been fighting for power since the dawn of mankind. And all of the things that we're dealing with now as a normal civilization, these are all things that were programmed because that's all we know. We don't know any better. We're born into this type of shit. So whenever we're born, this is all we know. So we don't question this type of shit. But when you start to question these things, oh, you're labeled crazy. No one wants to be your friend. You start going against the grain. It gets worse and worse. And this is what Tom is literally describing, all the things that are being thrown at you. If racism doesn't work, you deal with financial problems. If financial problems doesn't work, you deal with political things. And then if that doesn't work, you deal with whatever else. It's just they're constantly... It's not the algorithm of YouTube he's talking about, like how to become famous. He's talking about an algorithm of bullshit that they're throwing at you. If you figured out how to overcome your financial problems, there's going to be a different problem for you next. There's always going to be something in the way to keep you controlled where you're at, so the people who actually control the planet can keep you distracted while they're doing the big moves, the checkmate. Hey, king and queen are moving over here. This is how the planet is run. It's off of oil, resources, gas, water, food. How do you control people? What do we need? Water, food, gas, vehicles, jobs, money. Who controls all those things? The elite. Well, who controls the elite? The invisible, wealthy people that we don't know about. We know a lot of elite people, But who are above those people? Who tell the elites what to do? There's a lot of people that we don't know the names of that are so rich, they are not put out there so you can know who they are. So, hiding in plain sight, how do you run the planet? You have to do it behind closed doors, or else everyone will know who you are. Because then your agenda is being exposed. How do you hide being a $500 billion person? Don't be famous. Don't show your face. Dress normal. And don't talk about what you have. Live and buy a normal house. Live secretly. And do what you do to control what. It's crazy. And here we are at 15 minutes in. This is definitely way deeper. This is why I love it's a love/hate relationship when I go into stuff like this, government. When I'm listening to government Tom, I could sit here and talk for so long. He is barely scratching the surface. If Tom could technically, this is why when I want an interview with Tom, because then I could actually talk about these type of things with him. So instead of you listening to 2.5, 3 minutes of him scratching the surface of actually what's happening, we can dive deep for 3 hours of me asking questions and him asking questions in return.
Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system, change the pronouns. If gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts through a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Glued to screens, just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple. What do y'all believe? Oh, my sheeple. Nothing's what it seems. Hollywood been rotting your brain, controlling your mouth. You say lit, fleek, bet, cap, they trying to dumb you down. They endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout and use minorities in movies for diversity clout. Two sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage. Being woke used to mean you understood your retarded.
Notice the reference to the red and the blue pill. Throw them both in the garbage. Why? Because think about it. If I approached you and gave you, hey man, you have free will. You can choose the red or the blue pill. Instead of you picking which color you want, do you want to stay blinded or do you want to wake up? What you should be saying is why are you the one holding the pills and giving me the option? Who the fuck are you? Throw both of them pills in the trash. You see what I'm saying? Ask why. Anything in life, don't just accept. Question it. Throw both pills in the trash. Throw both pills in the trash. In the Matrix, he chose whatever pill. I can't remember. I'm just saying. It's all an orchestrated puppet show of free will, which is basically options that are given to you that you can choose from. Given to you by whom? The people who run the planet. Proceed, Tom.
And now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree it's free speech, disagree it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe. But you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed. Because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle. Addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals. Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful. Then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team. But y'all are sheep. Blue just screams just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple.
Part of the machine. It's a cycle. Notice how he went through an entire lifespan talking about that you're doing this and this and this, and then you finally reach a certain point where you're addicted to this and that and this, and then after that you are online, tweeting and doing this and blah blah blah, and next thing you know, you're being talked about at your gravesite because you spent your entire life being programmed, and then now you're being talked about after you're gone, and it's a cycle, and you're a part of a system, and you're basically, we're treated like cattle with a tag stamped in our ear, like a piece of plastic that's like, we're literally like walking, and that's why he's naming it sheeple, because we're literally treated like how we treat herds of cattle. We're tagged, we're identified with ID numbers, social security cards, driver's license, ID cards, what's your first and last name. Back in the day, they used to say, "My name is John of the Phillips family." That's because they always went by their first name, but of the such and such family. Now you just have a first and last name. My name is John Phillips, right? You don't say, "My name is John of the Phillips family, son of Godfrey," right? We don't talk about what family you're from and who birthed you. That's how you identified yourself back in the day. Now they identify you by enslavement. We are all slaves to the system. Numbers, pictures, identities, first and last names, birth certificates. I could go on forever.
What do y'all believe? My sheeple. Nothing's what it seems. If they can't convince you, they confuse you. They want you dumb and dead. They divided you by race, religion, income, and sex. Made everybody right and left. The hatred got so intense. If the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation. The system treating you like trash and you got rifles to aim with. Just imagine how they'll treat you when your guns get confiscated. George Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact checkers. Government surveillance trying to catch you. They don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors. The system isn't broken.
I want to comment on that, but I think I've done enough. I think you guys get the idea.
Working fine, oppressive and chaotic is how it was designed. They say if we ain't doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide. While their agenda and intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you right.
Everything I just said, he literally summed up. I've never seen this before. He just clarified everything I just said. This is a 23-minute video so far, and I've been talking so much. But listen to this.
Doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide. While their agenda.
There's nothing to hide but their agenda.
And intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are. The only people you can rule are the criminal ones. So they force you into corners till you're breaking the law. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team. But y'all are sheep. Blue just screams just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple. What do y'all believe? My sheeple. Nothing's what it seems.
Very nice visuals on that. Very nice visuals. And I want to say, at the end, he was literally stating that it doesn't matter how much you play their game, eventually you're going to end up either breaking the law because what you're doing is just not enough, or your existence is just not enough. There's going to be some piece of you that's just not enough. There's not enough of this or that to complete there's no completion, there's no fulfillment in anything because it's all given to you for a reason. It's all a distraction. The only purpose of your existence on earth is for one reason, and I don't want to shove religion down people's throats, but we are here for one reason. We are given free will for a single purpose, and that free will is to figure out what you're going to do with it. Are you going to choose to do the right thing or the wrong thing and follow Christ or not? We're a part of a program, and it's basically a program of power and control, controlled by a satanic agenda. And I'm going to stop there, or this is going to become 30 minutes and then 45 minutes and probably an hour. The agenda of mankind is basically Satan trying to control the earth through politicians, presidents, governors, elites, people of power, and back in the day, kings, prophets, controlling mankind through power and will, negative will. And through all that, the whole purpose of that is so you'll burn in hell. That's the whole point of all this. And here we are in 2025. Look where we are today. Thank you guys for listening if you're still here. This is deep, and he's just scratching the surface. And he's saying a lot, but this is just scratching the surface. After all he's said, it's still just the surface. Tom knows a lot. I know he does. And I can tell by the way he raps that he's trying so hard to dive deeper and deeper in each government song that I break down. But there's only so much you can technically break down in a rap verse while you're rapping. Wonderful visuals, by the way. Shout out to Tom. Yo, appreciate the support. Real Street Sessions. Sheeple. Good song. Lyrics were delivered good. The message was extremely clear. Propaganda. Wonderful video, wonderful song, lyrically well put together. This was great. Very eye-opening. Peace out.